a man sticks a chopstick into an egg, and can control the direction of the egg. Based on this principle, they insert a huge steel plate into the ship's hull, pushing it all the way down to the bottom of the rudder. This way, they can control the direction of the cruise ship, because after an accident, their ship had broken in half, and only the back half was still floating in the sea. But after inserting the steel plate, they could manually control the ship's propeller. The only option was to steer toward the shallows, because that's their only chance of survival. Meanwhile, a rescue team had already been dispatched, but they were heading to save a different ship in a more distant location. Turns out, during the storm, 2 cruise ships sent out distress signals. The main rescue team was already out, and there were no extra personnel to save the second ship, so the captain sent 4 rookies to rescue the broken ship. They knew full well whether they'd make it back alive was a huge question, because their little boat, no matter how you looked at it, didn't seem like it could survive the monstrous waves of the storm. If they succeeded, it'd be nothing short of a miracle. But even so, Barber was still willing to go on the rescue mission. For him, as long as there's hope, it's worth trying. Back on the broken ship, the crew was using binoculars to search for nearby shallows. If they found any, they could run the ship aground. At that point, the bilge pump wasn't fast enough to counter the rising water flooding in. If the water level rose and flooded the engine, they'd lose power. Luckily, they finally spotted a sandbar. That sandbar was their only hope of survival. The captain ordered a course adjustment, because the phone communication was down. They could only pass on orders by word of mouth. When the order finally reached Sibo, he immediately adjusted the engine power, and then told the crew to use the steel plate to correct the course. At that moment, everyone on board felt hopeful. As long as they kept the course steady, they could survive long enough for a rescue. But then, a huge wave crashed into the cruise ship, causing the ship to veer off course. Now the rudder wouldn't work. Sibo quickly reduced speed, trying to slow down the ship's drift away from the sandbar. In the chaos, he noticed a nearby chain, and it seemed like he had an idea for a new solution.